What's up YouTube, this is Mathers987 and welcome back to my SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 General Manager mode. As you can see, this is a potential rivalry that I could do going forward. I'm thinking about potentially having Eddie take on Shawn Michaels. As you can see, I did conclude the Triple H Shawn Michaels rivalry just because Michaels had multiple opportunities to potentially take down Triple H and he failed on just about all of them. So I figured we should conclude that rivalry. Triple H needs to move on to somebody else. I could potentially throw Mick Foley in there. I kind of have him in the Intercontinental Championship scene tonight. But I don't know. We'll see how things play out. Yeah, it would probably have to be Mick Foley at this stage because everybody else is busy. But I don't want to have this rivalry set up just yet because I have a plan for this episode. We need to figure out who is going to be the next #1 contenders for the tag team titles. And we just turned Chavo heel. So what we're going to have is we're just going to do a regular tag team matchup because I'm not going to play this one. We played as Cena and Taker last week, so I think we can let this one go. Gonna have The Undertaker and John Cena take on Los Guerreros. The winning team will face off against Rated RKO for the tag team titles. I'm kind of hoping that kind of hoping that Cena and Taker win here just because I would like to have the Eddie Guerrero-Shawn Michaels rivalry. Chavo doesn't really have anything to do yet, but the potential to still have Los Guerreros is there. If not, maybe I could have Eddie go for like the major title. Because I mean, he did just beat Shawn Michaels, but he's a heel. I don't want to really turn him face just yet. I could potentially have Chavo do his own thing too, because I mean, Chavo's talented enough in his own right. But yes, this is going to be the potential for the winning team goes on to face Rated RKO for the tag team titles. Probably not going to drag that out to Vengeance, but we'll see how things play out. Potentially Chavo's face turn or heel turn could backfire on me in that situation, but we'll see. Of course, the main event is the Intercontinental Championship matchup between Mick Foley, JBL, and Rey Mysterio. Foley did beat Kennedy, so maybe I could not do that match. Well, no. I still feel like Foley should get a shot, or maybe I should just push him straight for the main title. You know, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think, yeah. Because somebody has to face Triple H. We need a hungry challenger, and that's gonna be Mick Foley. Because Cena and Taker, they're going to have a rivalry against each other. Michaels is going to be taken up. That really only leaves Mick Foley. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have Mick Foley, Triple H, they're going to be in a rivalry. I will start the Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels thing next week, probably. Unless Guerrero ends up going on to become #1 contenders for the tag team titles, in which case I've just shot myself in the foot. But you know what? That's the struggle you face as a general manager. You have to learn to deal with those sort of problems. And I'm going to look to do that. Everything else is looking pretty good for the time being. We're going to keep that tag title match there. Triple H has got nothing to do right now, so I guess I'll go ahead and put him in a match with Mick Foley instead of having him in the main event. So then I guess maybe this won't be the main event because now it's just... Ugh. Because Kennedy also wants a title shot. I'd like to knock that out of the way right now. Yeah, that rivalry is a throwaway rivalry. I really don't care about that. So I'll throw Kennedy in here instead. He lost to Foley, so you could say that he doesn't really deserve a title match. But, I mean, somebody... Like, I need to deal with that morale. That's the issue here. I'd like to have it as the main event, but I don't think that's enough star power, even if I went for, like, the title match hype. Which is what I'm gonna do, because we have to hype that matchup. 69 and 73 popularity is not high enough to really draw in a huge rating, even if Rey Mysterio is an 88. I'd like to have Mysterio keep that title for now if I could, but if JBL or Kennedy would win, then I could put Mysterio in a rivalry with the other guys, so that would still be fine. I guess we'll have Triple H versus Mick Foley as the main event because they have pretty high popularity. That's a good place to start. As you can see, Cena, Taker, Edge, Orton, they all have pretty high fatigue, so I have to be a little careful with them this week. For this handicap matchup, what I think I'm going to do, since these guys have some dissension going on, and since Kennedy is no longer in this match, there's no rivalry going into it, we're gonna pair up Johnny Nitro, Matt Hardy, and Melina. I know that they have the rivalry going on, but you know, this is really to test their worth. See if they can coexist with this whole drama going on. So if Super Crazy could win, I might actually just simulate this handicap matchup this week. Usually I make sure that Super Crazy loses, but this is the opportunity of a lifetime for him to potentially win a match. So we'll give him a shot. This is probably going to be the lowest match rated on the card, but it's something to keep that rivalry going. And, you know, it makes sense. Nitro and Hardy aren't exactly on the same page. Could Melina defeat Super Crazy on her own? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if she's that talented or if Super Crazy is just that bad. I mean, in this canon, Super Crazy is pretty weak, but that's neither here nor there. Looking at people who's still left, we do have, of course, the women, and we have our tag champs. So this week, what I think is going to happen is... yeah, I do still have 2 matches left. What I think I'm going to do... I know the one match that I didn't get to last week, I'm going to get to this week. So we saw Mickie James defeat Lita last week. This week, we're going to see if Trish Stratus can defeat Tori Wilson. And we're going to put Lita in that corner. So we're going to do that. And then I guess all that's left is Shawn Michaels and the tag team champions. So I could do like a handicap match. I'm just going to do a singles match. Shawn Michaels taking on Edge. Put Randy in Edge's corner. That is what we're going to do. I like it. I think we got a pretty solid show for this week. Got a good balance of popularity all throughout the show. I think this could be a good show. I think we can take back the ratings this week. But we'll see how that goes. We're going to go ahead and play the Intercontinental Championship Triple Threat matchup between Ken Kennedy, JBL, and actually, you know what? Instead of an advertising promo, I have plenty of money. I'm going to do an interview, and we are going to interview JBL, because he's unsatisfied. We got to capitalize on the drama. We got to capitalize on the hype. So let's really hype up this Intercontinental Championship matchup, and let's really steal the show. Let's do it. Mr. Kennedy is here. He's making his way to the ring. Ken Kennedy, the man with the mic. And I gotta say, Mr. Kennedy was always really cool. I loved his theme music. Everything about this man is just awesome. It's a shame that he never really got a shot in WWE. I know he was in TNA. I'm not sure how well that went for him. At one point, I know he was in like Aces and Eights, so I guess that kind of put him near the top of the card. I don't know exactly what he did or what happened after that. I don't know what he's doing now, if he's still in TNA or what. But yeah, Mr. Kennedy, he was always really cool. And plus, I mean, he got his own mic, so how can you not dig that?
Now that I have everybody's attention,
this part was always great. This part was amazing.
tonight at 246 pounds.
From Green Bay!
From Green Bay, Wisconsin!
Here it comes.
Mr. Kennedy!
Now, it's possible that that last bit with Mr. Kennedy won't even be in the final episode. I'm just going to assume that it won't get me any sort of like copyright claim because this is an entrance from like 2007, the game, and there was no music in it. So I don't think his vocals would just get a copyright claim. But if they do, that entrance just kind of ended prematurely, and I apologize for that. I know that like I've had issues in WWE 2K17 with R-Truth's entrance, but that's probably because of the music. I would have to lower the music rather than... It's not the vocals that get me the claims. So I should be fine. But if the entrance did just sort of end prematurely, that was why. Dealing with a little bit of copyright there. It's always tricky with YouTube because you never know what... I mean, it's not that you never know, but it's... Some things get claimed, some things don't, and it's really, really tricky to to figure out what exactly it is that is going to get caught and what isn't. I mean, whether or not it's actually fair use or not, because YouTube's guidelines are kind of confusing in that regard. It's not just YouTube guidelines, it's just fair use in general. Really needs to be sort of updated for this digital age, this age of the internet, in order to keep up with the times. I forget when the last time it was actually, like, the law or whatever was, like, made, but it's kind of outdated. The same thing goes for this little spat with, like, Rey Mysterio's video intro. I showed it in a previous episode and got nothing for it, so I think it's fine. But, like, the entrance videos, like, I know in WWE 13, one of my major setbacks when I was first getting into YouTube was Drew McIntyre's entrance would always get me. Like, I think it was episode 7 or whatever, the video is titled, Drew McIntyre's entrance causes copyright, because the entrance video that automatically plays in the game got me a claim for it, because it was, you know, property of WWE and whatnot. So if anybody actually still did that, where they used their entrance video, so like the Vaudevillains, I know I had issues there when they did it. If Sanity gets called up to the main roster and they keep theirs, I'll probably have to cut it out. It really sucks, because it's a whole part of the aesthetic for them. It's the whole feel for them. Like, it's just the way that they work. But if my video is going to get claimed and blocked worldwide because of it, then I can't show it, because then you guys can't watch the video. Even if it's blocked in, like, a single country, I don't like that, because I like my videos to be available everywhere. And if a video is blocked in a certain country, well then, that's my problem with SummerSlam at the moment, from WWE 2K14. There are, like, so many claims on music because of the way that I edited my videos back then. I cannot dispute them all, because YouTube's, the whole not auto remove, but, like, there's a way that you can remove sounds from in the game, and it takes away the copyright claim, because it just, like, purges the audio from that section, or it, like, really distorts it. But, like, SummerSlam, it's beyond recovery, because, like, even YouTube's way of removing it cannot detect everything. Like, it can't remove it. Like, I've tried, and it has failed on, if not multiple songs, it has failed on one in particular. So, like, that video, I'm never gonna make any money off of it, because it's destroyed. And I think it was blocked in a certain country as well, if it's more than one. I don't know what they all are. But yeah, that video is just wrecked, because it has so many different audio claims on it, on the part of YouTube, which is fair, because I don't own that music. So, I mean, it's not like the copyright claims there are flawed, but it's just, see, that's the thing that I picked up while doing YouTube, was I had to learn how I could edit my videos and how I couldn't. And like, I also used to use a lot of copyrighted music back for my promo videos, so that's why most of my WWE 13 stuff is unavailable, because I used copyrighted music. So I either had to disable the sound because I didn't own the music and I had no right to use it, which I didn't know at the time, because I didn't know how copyright, fair use, any of that worked, because I was like a freshman in high school when I started. So I had no clue what I was doing. Then I took some courses in high school on video production and media and all that sort of things, and now I get how it works. Plus, you know, just personal experience, I figured out how things work for the most part. There are still a few things that kind of confuse me, but yeah, that's my little mini tangent about YouTube stuff out of the way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Mr. Kennedy! Mr. Kennedy! A fall away slam to the floor! Rey Mysterio tossed outside of the ring. And now Mr. Kennedy and JBL going at it in the ring. The champion has been eliminated from the equation. That is a brilliant strategy on the part of Mr. Kennedy. Get the champ out of the picture. And as you see right now, Rey Mysterio is just out on his feet right now. Is he gonna take his title and run? I mean, I wouldn't blame him. No, Mysterio's gonna re-enter the ring. And now Mysterio goes right after Mr. Kennedy. Oh, but Kennedy, the reversal. Of course, Rey Mysterio, the underdog in this matchup, he is outmatched in terms of size and strength by both of these men. Oh, look at this. Look at Mysterio. Bit of an unorthodox move there by Mysterio. Oh, now a knee to the skull of JBL. Looked like Mysterio did, what was that, like a cartwheel, backflip, drop kick. Whatever it was effective. It took JBL. Oh, wait a minute. JBL looked like he was going to go after Kennedy, but instead set his sights on Mysterio. And now look at this. Kennedy and JBL working together to take down the champ. And I gotta admit, that's a smart strategy on the both of these two men. If they share a common enemy, they gotta work together to eliminate him. As right now, JBL with a boot to the midsection. Kennedy in trouble. JBL whipped into the corner. As now look at Mysterio. Mysterio trying to lift JBL to the top rope, but JBL's not having any of that. There, it just comes to the disadvantage in size as Mysterio taken down to the side Russian leg sweep. As again, Kennedy goes after JBL. I mean, Mysterio has been basically a non-factor to this point in the match. Let's look at that. JBL takes down, or Kennedy the reversal, but look at Mysterio. Beautiful, beautiful transition into the DDT. And here comes Mysterio. Mysterio with the cover on Kennedy. 1, 2, no, not even a 2 count. Kennedy just tosses Mysterio away like a fly. Oh, and now a drop toe hold. Mysterio looking to quicken the pace, but Kennedy having none of that. As Kennedy drills JBL with a knee right there. But look at Mysterio. Oh, knife edge chop by Rey Mysterio. But another counter by Kennedy. Kennedy now has JBL. What is this? Mr. Kennedy. Wait, Kennedy. Oh, a low blow. Low blow to JBL. Wait, but Mysterio. Mysterio just took out the referee. Mysterio just took out the referee. I don't know if that was intentional or a mistake. But either way, Mysterio just saved his Intercontinental Championship. As now Kennedy gets taken down by Mysterio. Mysterio going after JBL here. Look at Mysterio. Hip toss. Down goes JBL. JBL is in trouble. Kennedy's in trouble. Wait, no. Counter by Kennedy. Kennedy! Oh my god, what a drop kick. Straight to the face. Mysterio manages to get back to his feet. But wow, what a drop kick from Kennedy. He just leveled Mysterio. As Mysterio now a snapmare takedown. And Mysterio with a submission hold. But a counter as JBL able to sneak in there and break it up. And JBL going to work on the leg of Mysterio, trying to cut down the high-flying ability. And now look at Kennedy. Kennedy just pummeling Mysterio here. And JBL, oh no, that's a low blow. But it's anything goes, a triple threat matchup. Let's just look at this, JBL and Kennedy. Oh wait, but JBL's got Kennedy. JBL with a backbreaker to Mr. Kennedy. But JBL, I think his back gave out. Kennedy has worked that torso, that midsection throughout this match. And now, JBL unable to follow up on that offense because of it. As there was a straight jacket from Mr. Kennedy, Mysterio steps in to break it up. And Mysterio again, this time trying to put Kennedy up on that top rope. But he can't do it. Kennedy blocks. As now look at that. Oh. Mysterio went for a kick, but Kennedy having none of it. Oh, and now JBL. Oh, but look at the midsection of JBL. JBL is in serious pain right now. But Rey Mysterio is just getting demolished by these two. JBL and Kennedy, you know, I got a suggestion. Maybe JBL and Mr. Kennedy should become a tag team. I mean, right now they're doing a really good job at working together to take out Mysterio. Maybe they should be a tag team in the future. Maybe they could be potential tag team champions when all is said and done. As right now, Kennedy just got taken down at the knee by JBL. But JBL, you can see he is suffering right now. He needs to take a moment to recover himself. As Kennedy and JBL, I mean, both... Oh, Jesus, what a huge boot by JBL. Vicious boot by JBL. As Mysterio is back to his feet, but Mysterio, I mean, these two men have really worked on Mysterio as whenever he tries to get involved in the match. So Mysterio looking to take a breather. Oh, wait a minute. Drop toe hold into the ropes. Rey Mysterio, dial it up. 619. Kennedy is in trouble, but JBL's up on his feet. Mysterio takes him down into the cover. No, but JBL right there. Wait, no, he didn't get it. Oh, but he did at the last second. Oh, God, what a huge clothesline to the back of Rey Mysterio. Mysterio tried to hop to the top rope, but JBL just laid him out. Leveled him with that clothesline, almost like a clothesline from hell. He might not have gotten all of it, but it certainly did enough damage. And with the help of Mr. Kennedy, I mean, They have just got Mysterio in a bad way. JBL dumped over the top rope. And Mr. Kennedy, this could be his time to strike. Mysterio down, JBL down, Kennedy, Canton bomb. No, he didn't hit, he didn't get all of it. But did he get enough? 2, 3. Mr. Kennedy is the new Intercontinental Champion. Out of nowhere, Mr. Kennedy, a couple of weeks ago at Backlash, he lost to Mick Foley, but just like that, Mr. Kennedy is the new Intercontinental Champion. My God, what a turn of events for Mr. Kennedy. I mean, Kennedy and JBL were just destroying Mysterio this entire match, but at the end of the day, Kennedy took down JBL, dumped him to the outside, and he capitalized on his opportunity. Mysterio was down. JBL from the top rope hit him with the Kenton bomb. Didn't quite get all of it, but after all the damage done on the part of JBL and Kennedy, Mysterio just had nothing left. So right now our show is kind of shaping up like modern day Raw. We're just having a bunch of title changes to pop the ratings by the looks of it. So let's go ahead and simulate the rest of the matches. Main event, Mick Foley defeats Triple H. So there you go. Mick Foley is the #1 contender for Triple H's WWE Championship. Heading into Vengeance, when will he get his title match? Well, only time will tell. Nope, Super Crazy couldn't get it done. Hardy, Nitro, and Melina do manage to coexist long enough to pick up the victory. Maybe Melina did it by herself. Could be. Tori Wilson picks up the win over Trish Stratus, so Trish, unfortunately for her, just luck is not on her side. Shawn Michaels picks up a win over Edge, so a big bounce back victory for Michaels. Tag team champs, bit of a down week for them. This was what I was afraid of. But it's what I'm going to have to deal with. Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero pick up the win over John Cena and The Undertaker. Looks like they're #1 contenders for the tag team titles. So Edge and Orton, I guess they're going to be taking on Los Guerreros in the near future. Maybe I won't be able to get a feud out of that. Maybe we'll just have an actual match in like next week or 2 weeks from now, something like that. We got plus 90,000 fans, so that's awesome. Kennedy really did bring in the ratings for us, I think, with that title change. Yeah, Super Crazy, he's not very happy. All of those losses, he is just in a world of trouble. Meanwhile, it looks like Batista retained his World Heavyweight title. So good for Batista. But right now, we have the lead, the fan support. Can't buy a match. Yeah, losing matches is kind of your future on this show, Super Crazy. I'm sorry. Did he jump ship, or is he still on the show? No, he's still here. Although eventually he might jump ship. Unless, no, SmackDown probably has a full roster. Let me take a quick look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No. Yeah, only 19 people. So, I mean, he could jump ship at any point. Out of curiosity, who did they drop then? Because they should have had 20, I thought, at one point. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm making things up. But yeah, another suggestion that I got was to have Candice Michelle to sign her. Definitely could in the future. Jillian Hall, I think, is out of the question. A 50 popularity, that's going to be really difficult to bring up. A 55 is a bit easier, although that's also a challenge, so we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Yes, we did lose that one rivalry between Kennedy and Super Crazy, but I'm sure Mr. Kennedy doesn't mind. Now we've got Mysterio and JBL. They're just kind of in this weird situation now because Kennedy is the new Intercontinental Champion. Maybe I could have Shawn Michaels versus Kennedy since Eddie is busy. That's a possibility, I suppose. And Chavo, I could just throw him in the squash matches with Super Crazy. No, wait, no. Chavo and Eddie are they're the #1 contenders. That's why I can't put them together. That's why. Okay. But yeah, so far, the only title that has not changed hands, well, we have two. We have the WWE and the Women's Championship. Was kind of hoping Mysterio would hold on to the title a bit longer, but, you know, this might be for the best. Yeah, Super Crazy is the only one who has bad morale at the moment. What did that do for Kennedy's popularity? He's up to a 73, that's pretty good. Mysterio down to an 85, that's to be expected. How about the interview with JBL? No, he still kind of went down. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the ratings. So we got a 3-star show, managed to bump it up to a 3.5 star. That was with the title hype and the interview hype. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that match would have gone otherwise. We had a 3.5 star main event, 2.5, 2.5. Yeah, it's still a pretty good show overall. Oh, they actually booked the full card this week, so good for them. Kurt Angle they have a submission match, but they put Hulk Hogan instead of Kurt Angle. Why? Well, how does that make sense? They did the handicap strat. They have stolen my handicap strategy. Kurt Angle was instead in a TLC Fatal 4-Way match. I don't know what kind of meaning that had. They had another First Blood match. So yeah, it's stipulations galore here on SmackDown. How does nobody get injured? Like, just looking at the matches that I had, we have some people. Why can I not, like, sort my fatigue? It didn't even show up the first time I did it. I don't know why. But, like, these guys were pretty high up in popularity just by having, you know, the way that they were booked. And those weren't even super hardcore stipulations. Like, hardcore, I guess, is kind of taxing, but like TLC ladder, those are crazy. Steel cage, and they're doing those like every week. Meanwhile, here I'm like already really running the risk here. So a lot of people on the show have still 7 weeks. Super crazy. Once his contract expires, if he doesn't jump ship, we're gonna drop him. It's possible that he tried to go over to SmackDown and they were just like, nah, man, your popularity, you're not worth it at this point. So I guess at least we're taking away a cruiserweight from SmackDown, if nothing else. I'm gonna go ahead and extend the contracts of Matt Hardy and Johnny Nitro. I think this rivalry is gonna boost them to a higher point so that they'll actually be of substantial use on the show. Right now, they're sort of at the bottom, but this rivalry with Melina, I really think is gonna help to elevate both men. That's the goal. Even if like none of them make it to 70, at least have them in like the upper 60s. That would be the goal. Yeah, Super Crazy is just the outlier at the moment. If I take... No, I don't want to go this way. I want to check out the Power 25. So Rey Mysterio, well, 1 week and he's gone. Batista, looks like SmackDown has already reclaimed the top spot. We had it for 1 week, and Mysterio losing the Intercontinental title, we dropped that. So that's unfortunate. But we do still have Mick Foley in there at number 2, which is good for him because, I mean, Mick Foley, now the number 1 contender, so he's definitely a legitimate threat for that WWE Championship. We've got Rey Mysterio. Yeah, he fell all the way to number 8. That is not good. Yeah, John Cena lost, but he still went up, so I guess somebody just did poorly. Yeah, Van Dam. Eddie and Chavo really moving up the list now. Tag champs went down. That's to be expected. Kennedy only went up 3 slots for winning the Intercontinental title. I guess his popularity is still a little low, so that's to be expected, I suppose. Otherwise, we have Nitro, Melina, JBL. Everyone's still kind of keeping their ground. So yeah, recently, I mean, at first it was DX, but now we're getting a shifted power at the top of our rankings. So that's interesting to see. Usually you have like one guy, whoever your champ is, and they're like at the top for the majority. So we'll see how much longer we can keep this up. According to this, because Chavo is with Eddie, I think Chavo could actually get a WWE Championship match. Wait, let me at least finish looking at this, but I want to test that out. I want to see if that actually works, or if they're going to deny it just because he's in like a multi-man faction. I think Matt Hardy, okay, no, he has been up before. I thought maybe he was just at the bottom for the whole time. But no, he did advance. I actually want to see if this works. I'm not going to give him the match, obviously, but I just want to see if this works. Because he's only a 66, but because he's paired with Eddie, oh my god. That is hilarious. That could work in the future, like what I did with the Hurricane before. No, I didn't do anything with the Hurricane before. I had an idea for the Hurricane before where I was going to give him like a world title match and just have him get squashed. I might have done it, I might not have. Back in 2006 GM mode, I was gonna do this thing where he just got squashed in a world title match. But yeah, it's something that I could do if I really wanted to build up a low popularity superstar. That's something that I could do as long as I pair him up with somebody like an Eddie Guerrero. But that's gonna do it for this episode of SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 General Manager Mode. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to stay tuned for the next one, and until then, keep on YouTubing.